survive poisoned productions.
Dear esteemed guest, we would like to invite you to the very exclusive Halloween haunting, October 31st, Deadlands, 10 p.m. Invite only.
Okay guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do is cover everything that's going to be seen in white. This might take you a few layers to make sure it's opaque enough to your liking, but it's definitely worth it. Now we're going to go in with this light green and just contour everywhere. I contour like my collarbones on either side of them and my basically just normally around your face, my nose. I kind of like fade it into my cheeks. This step is tedious, but it's definitely worth it in the end. It gives you this really cool greenish glow. Now I'm going in and like speckling or flecking a bunch of different colors over my skin. I'm doing light green, dark green, gray, and white just to re-break up all those colors. And remember, when face paint dries, it dries not as bright as when it first goes on. So it might look a little intense now, especially in this closer clip that I'm going to show. But later in the tutorial, you will see how it all kind of like mellows out once it dries, and it looks really realistic because everything in real life doesn't have one tone to it. It has multiple tones to it. So this is a really quick and easy way to give your look a lot of texture and color. That's really quick and easy. So as you can see, it looks very dark and bright here, but once I go over the contouring and add all the veins and stuff that we're going to do next, it looks way more realistic. So now, like I said, we're going to re-go in with a slightly darker green and just re-contour everything just to make sure it doesn't get lost in all of that like flecking of the paint to create the skin texture. And yeah, you really want the green to glow just so that you really have that like glowy, ghosty kind of feel. Now I'm just going in and adding a red eyeshadow around my eyes. I also put it on the waterline and on my lower lash line. This really creates this like infected, tired, like sick look. I really like how this part turned out. You may have to go over the red a couple times just because red eyeshadows are kind of like hit and miss. Sometimes they're really good and sometimes they're really shitty. But yeah, you really want like a bright red color. Now I'm going in with a dark gray and just creating a bunch of bags under my eyes because I want this ghost to look really tired and like worn down and sick and gross. And now I'm just going in with a fluffy brush and a light gray again and just kind of blurring out those lines. And then I'm going to go back in with a darker gray and redefine the lines just so that there's like a bit of color there, but you can still see like the lines, I guess, is where I'm going with that. Now I did try to do the veins with a light green color, but they didn't really show up. So now I'm going to do them with this teal color. And the trick is to start veins at one point and then just really squiggle your brush out from that one point. And using a really thin, small brush is the best way to go. It makes it the easiest. And just put those randomly all over your body. Now I'm just putting green face paint over my lips to make it look a bit more sickly again. You know, that's the vibe of this. And now I'm going in with this like reddish color and going over all the spots where my veins start, just to make them look a bit more infected and gross, because that's kind of the theme of this look. So this is how it's looking so far, and as you can see, the flecks of paint look a lot more realistic now. They look like skin texture and not like super awkward bright spots on your face. Now I'm going in and adding black just wherever I think it's needed, and just a bit of shading, darkening up those infected spots. Now I'm going in with a lime green and just coloring my hair. Now you can actually do this for Halloween if you want, but it will make your hair crunchy. I think it works better than the hairspray stuff because it covers better, but that's just my personal opinion. You do you, boo-boo. And now I'm just going in and smudging around my eye just to make it, again, a little bit more messy and infected. And basically, that's it. That's all, guys. If you guys want to use this Minron Fantasy FX glow in the dark stuff, it does work quite well, but you do have to put like a lot on, basically to the point where you can like visibly see where you've put it. But then in the dark it does glow quite well. It's a pretty cool effect. So I did go back around and kind of highlight spots on my chest. You can see more. I did like the outline of my jaw. I give myself kind of angry eyebrows. I just think it'll look really cool if you're like one makeup like this and then you go in the dark and it's a little bit different. I just think that will be super cool. So yeah, just a reminder. You do have to put that on quite a bit, but it does work out quite well. Yeah, we all got a bit of a glow in the dark quality.